Hi, and welcome to Elise Talks. Have you ever heard the phrase, if at first you don't succeed, try again? Most of us have. Several years ago, when I was beginning my journey to own a health and wellness consulting company, I had the opportunity present itself to apply or to bid on a contract for a facility that I had already been previously a part of and on the team that opened the facility. I was very familiar with the client. I was familiar with all of the users. I felt like without a doubt, I had a vision that was going to be of benefit to them. I put my heart and soul into the bid process, put together as much as I could, and sent it off into the cosmos as one big giant email to the supply chain management people. I waited and I waited. Months went by. Things can happen slowly, especially if you feel like you're waiting on the edge of your seat for it. I would have all these thoughts come into my mind about like, oh, I know I'm going to get this contract and here's an idea that I'm going to use and this is what I'm going to use. And, like so just clear as day, like to me, it was just a sign. This is absolutely going to happen. There's no doubt about it. Time went on, more email checking every time I got out of my car, more panicking about it. And lo and behold, I didn't get the contract. And I'm not going to lie, I definitely spent a few minutes feeling very, very crushed, maybe a day or two feeling very, very crushed, and wondering why I had felt so much inspiration and so much desire and drive and surety about that move when it just didn't materialize. And then to make matters worse, the company that did get it was somebody that I'd had some kind of crossover contracting with. And this company that I bid for said, we want to know if you'll bring her in and bring her back in as one of the staff to teach. And they approached me and said, how would you feel about this? We're kind of in the process of getting this up and running. And I know this might be awkward for you, but you've had such an impact here. Will you please come back? I had the opportunity. I did go back. I took it, even though there was a sting to it. But I also went back with the promise that one of the individuals that made the decisions on the contracts would go over with me what it was that hadn't worked out. And I because I'd had a previous relationship with her, she even offered at one point in our discussion post me not getting the contract to say, if you are going to do this again for another facility, I'll help you, because I really feel like you have a lot to offer and this would be a great avenue for you. So I had that going for me, but I was still disappointed, still kind of left wondering and wanting more. Later that same year, a position came up at one of the big leisure centers that I worked for a management role. And I thought, well, okay, this is it. Maybe this is the answer. It's not a chance for me to have that vision of having my own company, but I do get to take one of the areas that I really felt was of value, which is being a support and a resource for the people that actually do the job of teaching fitness and supporting them. And so I had the interview and I thought, okay, that went so well. And I've been here 8 years and I know all the team and I'm super well versed in the facility. And the ladies that I interviewed with, I had good relationships with them. So I was like, okay, I really feel like this is, it isn't the company, it's not my own company, but it's a good avenue. And lo and behold, a couple of weeks went by and I got the phone call and it was to let me know that it had come down to myself and someone else and that decision had gone to the other person. And I remember feeling so crushed again, like, what universe, whatever, the powers that be, why isn't this working out? What am I missing? Like, what am I not doing that needs to happen? And again, I was very fortunate to have a relationship, but I would say no matter whether you have a relationship with somebody that you've interviewed with or put in a bid with, there is nothing ever wrong with going back to that person and saying, okay, what happened? Why didn't this work out? And I did. I had a performance appraisal with one of these women a little bit later, a few months after this job posting slipped past me. And I said, can we take some extra time and can you tell me what it was I was missing? What it was, like, was it the interview? Is it education? What could I have done better? Or what about me as a product didn't sell? And it was beneficial. It was very good dialogue. Some good, some bad, a lot more positive than I would have imagined. but provided a wealth of growth and knowledge that I was able to take on with me. Lo and behold, a year after that. So we're talking now, this is like a 2-year process, really, almost, that it took. It was beginning of 2017 that I put in my first bid, and partway into 2018, almost into the last half of 2018, I was approached. So it wasn't even me begging for crumbs at the doorstep of another big company. It was that company saying to me, hey, you've been here as an instructor in this capacity, and we understand you've got this other thing you've got going on. We wondered if you wanted to do it here, if you'd like that opportunity. We're not even going to make you bid for it. Like, we want you. And I took it. It was actually so much better of a fit for me. The opportunities have been amazing ever since. So, if at first you don't succeed, it's true. Don't give up. And don't stop being a detective about why the other opportunities didn't work out. Take time to go back in and dig in. Most people that have done an interview with you or have taken your bid will at some point sit down with you and say, hey, you know what, here, this or this or this could have been better, or this could have changed, or this would be of value the next time you do this. If you really are passionate about growth and moving forward, keep trying, keep working at it, especially if you have all those ideas that pour into your brain at 3 a.m. when you're awake and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Don't waste them. They're there for a reason. The brain's downloading those files for some reason. And don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to go in and say, what went wrong? And then don't be afraid to keep moving forward, because at some point, something is going to materialize and work. And I promise you that it will. But you have to have that mindset. You have to be ready to try again. So I hope that was of value to you. I hope that if you've had similar experiences or comments, that you're willing to share them and drop them my way. But all the same, thank you so much for listening. And I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you soon.